What's up guys, and welcome back to my Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire speculation video with me, TheOneIntegral. Again, we're looking at some more Johto Mega, or possible Johto Mega evolutions. Again, free as usual for each video. And guys, as usual, let me know down below what you think of each Mega evolution, what it looks like in its design, its typing, the stat changes I've given it, and the abilities I have thought about for it. So, that's all I need to say here, so let's get on with the speculation video, starting off today by looking at Mega Mantine. So, Mantine is a water flying type Pokemon, based on a Manta Ray / Stingray sort of thing, because it's based on a Manta Ray, but Stingrays are related. You can see its design also has a Remoraid there for some reason, but who knows what that's all about. Water flying type because, well, obviously a lot of water types you could also put as flying types, I guess, but it's mainly Mantine's wings that have given it the flying type there. Obviously it's got a nasty 4x weakness to electric type moves, which is nice, but it can be overcome, I guess. Not very well, but it can be overcome. So, what would Mega Mantine look like? Now, I really like its design. It's actually meant to be an evolution of Mantine, but I think it's, you know, a decent, or it's not enough changes for it to be an evolution. It could be classed as a Mega evolution. You can see here, first off, it's got a slightly darker tone of blue on its back. The two, I guess, antenna on its head have now gained some yellowy ends, and it's also gained 2 more antennae down on its chin. Its eyes have become more focused, its gills have gotten a nice, like, sort of sharp shape. It's become a much more menacing design, it seems, overall. It's also gained some nice yellow patterning on its wings, and also it's sort of well, it was a zigzag pattern, but now it's sort of a curve pattern, a wave pattern on its wings from the pink, well, from the white to pink. To the blue has changed slightly. Its tail hasn't changed much at all, if at all. So, and it's also got a nice black patterning on its back. So, first up, typing wise for Mega Mantine, I've got 3 here. One is just keeping the water flying type, because that's a very big possibility, especially with the wings still being there. The second one is one a lot of you guys will think it might be from the design here, and the last one is the actual typing that was given to this design. The one you might think it is water electric because of the yellow colouring on its wings and also on its antenna. That could give you a very good indication it's water electric, but the typing this Pokemon is actually meant to be, or this design, is water dark, which kind of works because it's got darker colours, it's got, you know, the black pattern on its back, its eyes are more menacing. That sort of makes sense there. What type would I want Mega Mantine to be? Well, I don't know. I highly doubt they would change its typing, to be honest, if they Mega Roll it. I think it would just stay water flying because, well, it's got, you know, I don't think they would be able to change it, sort of thing. They could possibly change it to water electric, but we already have Lantern for that, so really is it needed? I don't think so. Water dark is another possibility, but I don't think really it would be put there, to be honest. I think it would just stay water flying. Stat change wise for Mega Mantine, basic special attack and speed increase here. Special attack to make it more specially attacking, and the speed increase to make it faster, which would be a pretty good combination, to be honest, in my opinion. Not much else to say for stat changes. Defenses, maybe a small rise. Attack, maybe a small rise. But that's pretty much it, yeah, mainly special attack and speed. Ability wise for Mantine, or Mega Mantine, one of its normal abilities is Swift Swim, so I think that would be a big possibility to carry over. Well, would happen on the rain, on rain teams. So many Mega Evolutions. Well, it's pretty much every water Mega evolution I look at, I put Swift Swim there, almost everyone. But Swift Swim is a possibility, I guess, since it's a basic ability of it. The other ability I thought of for Mega Mantine was actually Drizzle, and I think that'd be very interesting to see, to be honest. It'd make it very nice, because we haven't had a Drizzle Mega evolution so far. We've had a Drought Mega evolution in Charizard Y, but we have not had a Drizzle Mega evolution, so possibly that might be interesting to see. One other ability I just thought of is possibly having Lightning Rod, especially if it has a design similar to one you can see here with sort of the yellow colourings. Maybe those act as lightning rods sort of thing, so you know, they absorb electricity. So maybe a Lightning Rod or Volt Absorb would make it immune to electric moves. So that means if it kept its water flying type, it would be, you know, well, immune to electric moves, so it loses the 4x weakness it has, which is pretty good. If it stayed water electric, or if it turned water electric, I wouldn't see Lightning Rod or Volt Absorb happening, because you'd only be, you know, sort of half 1 times weak to electric. Is it? I think no. Yeah, it's 1 times weak. I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, you wouldn't be 4 times weak to it at least. So I wouldn't see it happening if it was a water electric type, but water flying type, Lightning Rod or Volt Absorb would again be interesting to see. But guys, what do you think about Mega Mantine? Do you think it's going to stay the water flying type? Do you think it's going to change to water electric or water dark, or something else entirely? Let me know down in the comment section, as well as let me know what you think of the stat changes and of course the ability. So let's move on to the second Pokemon for today, which is Mega Skarmory. So, Skarmory is a steel flying type, as you guys might know already. Basically a steel bird. That's what Skarmory is. What would Skarmory look like when it Mega Evolves? Well, I'm in love with this design. I love this design. First off, starting on its head, it gains basically a reinforced jaw and a reinforced sort of just upper jaw, I guess. It gains nice 2 red spikes coming off the back of its head, and a nice, I like the circular jaw joint, I guess, at the back of its head as well. Its neck is bulked up slightly more, and it's gained some nice red, I guess, scales, I guess there are, on its underside as well as 2 on its back, and it's got its wings have sort of bulked up slightly and changed colour a bit, and it's also gained some nice bulked up legs too, because if you look at Skarmory's normal legs, or normal Skarmory's legs, it doesn't have very powerful legs, whereas these legs on Mega Skarmory look very nice indeed. Apart from that, it's not a huge amount of change, but it's not a huge amount of change needed. This is enough. I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, what typing would Mega Skarmory become when it Mega Evolves? Well, as I said, it's a steel bird. You can't get rid of the steel typing, especially with this design. You can't get rid of the flying typing because of how its wings are, so it's got to stay steel flying by the power of deduction. Stat changes for Mega Skarmory. I would see an attack and defense increase, because Skarmory is pretty defensive already, so giving it a defense increase would again make it more useful, yes, as well as attack increase to make it slightly more offensive than it already is. Special attack, maybe a slight increase, but not much at all. Special defense, maybe a slight increase again, but not a huge amount. And speed, maybe a speed increase, maybe not a speed increase, maybe a speed decrease, because it has bulked up. It's gotten bigger, so maybe it's going to take obviously it's maybe it's too heavy to move around as fast as it used to. Who knows? That's sort of my logic there. Then if we look at the ability for Mega Skarmory, I've got 3 listed here. First off is Sturdy, which is one of its normal abilities, which it would be alright, but I don't know if it works on a Mega Evolution, because Mega Evolutions, especially for Skarmory, as I said, is bulking up, so I don't know whether it would be helpful or not to be able to survive what would have been a one-hit kill. Because, like, would it make? I don't know if it would make sense or not, guys. Because would it ever be useful, sort of thing? Unless you were against a opponent that had +2 attack, something like that. You guys get what I mean there. I don't really know if that would help out much, in my opinion. The other second one I have here is one I usually give to steel types, which is Filter, which reduces the power of super effective moves. So for example, instead of a flamethrower being 2 times effective, it would be 1.5 times effective. Same with a Thunderbolt, same with anything else that's super effective against the Skarmory. That would be helpful, especially sort of helping it bulk out a bit, make it become a bulky evolution, so it's going to hang around for a bit. Because obviously the super effective moves, or moves that are super effective against it, aren't going to be quite as effective, which is pretty darn good. The last ability I have here for Skarmory is actually one I've sort of come up with myself. Everyone knows about the weak armor ability, where if you get hit by a physical move, your defense drops and your speed increases. Maybe there'll be a new one that could be introduced for Skarmory, which would be strong armor. When it's hit by a physical move, its defense increases and its speed decreases. So basically, this would make Skarmory pretty much a surefire way to get a person to switch out a physical attacker. So say they were in a physical Arcanine, okay? You switch in your Skarmory, you Mega Evolve it. Any attack they hit you with is going to increase your defense. It's going to make you harder to kill. And since Skarmory has access to Roost, it can restore its health points. It's not like it's got a limited amount of health points sort of thing. So it can take an attack. Its defense is going to increase. Roost up. Do that until it has pretty high defense. So that's basically a surefire way to get them to switch into a special attacker. Obviously, we know Skarmory is not very good at special defensive. So maybe you'd only have 1 or 2 turns to do something, but it would be a very good way to force a switch. Force a switch out of a physical Pokemon. I would love to see that. It would be very nice. Obviously, it would reduce Skarmory's speed if it was hit by one, but as I sort of mentioned earlier, speed doesn't really matter for Mega Skarmory, or wouldn't really matter, especially in terms of just, taking physical hits and dealing out physical hits too. Anyway, let me know what you think about Mega Skarmory, especially the design there, and also what you think of the ability I've chosen, and whether you would change the typing for Skarmory. Would you change the typing for Skarmory? Let me know down in the comment section below. But, for now, let's move on to the final Pokemon for today, which is going to be Mega Kingdra. So, Kingdra is a Water Dragon type, introduced in Generation 2, after having its pre-evolution Seadra introduced in Generation 1. Everyone knows about Kingdra. Kingdra is a pretty awesome Pokemon. What would Mega Kingdra look like? Well, I love this design for Mega Kingdra. You can see, first off, the coral that's on its head and on its back has pretty much just, sort of increased. It's gotten bigger. The coral has gone from its head along its wings. I'm not sure if Kingdra has one wing to begin with. I say wing, it's more like a fin. But I don't know if it has one to begin with or two, because I can only see one. But it's got two in this Mega Evolution form, which I quite like. Its body is also sort of bulked up slightly, and it's gained an extra sort of spiral on its tail. I don't know whether that's an extra tail at all or something else, but it looks good. And it's also, the coral is sort of spread over its neck too and over its chest slightly. It's got a nice blue jewel on its chest, which I quite like a lot. Apart from that, it's also gained a horn on its head. But yeah, apart from that, it's not a huge amount of change to Mega Kingdra, but that's enough, to be honest. That's enough changes there. What typing would Mega Kingdra be? I would say it going to Water Dragon type, or not going to, staying Water Dragon type, because they can't take the Water typing because it's all blue and stuff. They can't take the Dragon typing because that's what makes Kingdra Kingdra. So yeah, apart from that, it's got to stay Water Dragon in my opinion. Stat change wise for Mega Kingdra, I would say it becoming a special beast, so special attack and special defense both increasing, so allowing it to deal out hard hitting hits and also to take special defensive hits, or take special attacks pretty well as well. I think that'd be quite nice to see at least. Ability wise for Mega Kingdra, now normal Kingdra has Sniper as its hidden ability, I think it's hidden at least. Sniper increases the power of critical hits, okay? So the thing you do with Kingdra is you have focus energy, you have a scope lens, you have a move that does higher, has a higher chance to get critical hits in the first place. You use all of them together, and I think the chance to get a critical hit is 100%. So you're getting a critical hit every single time you use the move. And obviously Sniper powers up critical hits to, I think it's 3 times normal damage, or at least 2 times normal damage, something like that, which makes it very powerful indeed, if you can get a critical hit every single turn. However, if you go into Mega Kingdra, it has to hold a Mega Stone. It can't be holding a scope lens, which means you can't get 100% critical hits. And that might be enough to force you not to use it, I guess. It depends. It might be enough to force you not to use it, but it really, I don't know, it might make normal Kingdra better than Mega Kingdra, even with the attack increases and the defense increases. Getting critical hits every single turn might be enough to sort of overpower the benefit you got in the stat boosts. Much how, I can't remember what Pokemon it is, gets a boost. No, I can't remember what Pokemon it is, what Mega Pokemon it is that's better in its normal form than its Mega a lot of the time. Can't remember what it is, but yeah, you guys get what I mean there. Anyway, so the other ability I thought of Mega Kingdra was Adaptability. That would give it a very powerful Water type stab and a Dragon type stab for other Dragon types, obviously. Not as useful because Dragon's only super effective against one type, but the stab would be pretty good anyway because Dragon is really powerful anyway. So get a if it's being a special attacker, it's got Draco Meteor. A Adaptability Draco Meteor is power, guys. Obviously, you could use, if it got a decent attack increase as well, rather than special attack, you have Outrage on Mega Kingdra, you could possibly use that as well. But guys, that's pretty much it for Mega Kingdra. Let me know what you think about the ability pretty much down in the comment section below, as well as the stat changes and of course the design and the typing. But guys, that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button and of course leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of Mega Mantine, Mega Skarmory and of course Mega Kingdra. But guys, this is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye my friends.